You've had a long workday. You finally make it home, open the refrigerator, and just stare. You need to pick something for dinner, but making one single choice feels so overwhelming, you're suddenly on the verge of tears. Or maybe you finally sit down on the couch to relax, but instead of unwinding, your heart starts racing, your breathing gets shallow, your shoulders are tense, and there is no logical threat in the room. Society tells us to treat these moments as character flaws. We label the fridge incident as laziness or poor time management. We write off the racing heart as a panic that is entirely in our heads. But these reactions are physiological realities. Your mind and body operate as a single system with strictly finite resources. When those resources run out, you aren't experiencing a moral failing. Your biological system is overloaded, and it has locked you into survival mode. To understand this, look at the body's hardware. This diagram highlights the sympathetic nervous system. When perceiving danger, it diverts energy away from digestion, rushing it to major muscle groups and the brain. Under chronic stress, this biological circuit gets permanently stuck on. With the alarm blaring constantly, stress hormones like cortisol flood your body without a break. This directly causes physical symptoms like chronic fatigue, nausea, insomnia, and severe muscle tension. These aren't random illnesses. They are your body's desperate attempt to keep you safe, which is effectively burning out your physical hardware. While your hardware is overheating, you are also draining your brain's software, a concept known as cognitive load. This fuel gauge graphic demonstrates how every single choice you make pulls from the exact same finite pool of cognitive energy. Negotiating a career move burns this fuel, but so does deciding which emails to answer, what clothes to wear, and which toothpaste to buy. As that mental muscle evaluates, prioritizes, and acts without rest, it becomes physically exhausted. Psychologists call this decision fatigue. When that cognitive energy finally hits zero, the overloaded brain defaults to a failsafe mode. It forces you into complete avoidance, like chronic procrastination or impulsivity, like doom scrolling for hours or snapping at the people you love. This is why you experience physical anxiety and decision paralysis at the exact same time. Your brain is drained of the energy needed to regulate your nervous system, leaving the whole biological machine in a state of hypervigilant exhaustion. You cannot simply think your way out of systemic burnout, and you cannot use productivity hacks to cure trauma. It is biologically impossible. To fix the system, you have to address both the software and the hardware. We start with top-down solutions, which protect the brain by intentionally reducing your daily cognitive load. You can automate your life by building strict routines. Planning meals for the week, adopting a uniform work wardrobe, eliminates dozens of micro-decisions daily. But because stress and trauma live in the physical body, you also need bottom-up solutions. This involves somatic therapy, which bypasses the logical brain to speak directly to your nervous system. One powerful somatic tool is the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding method. By manually identifying 5 things you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste, you force your brain to process real-time sensory data. This manually interrupts spirals of panic. You can also practice a body scan. By slowly placing your attention on different parts of your body, you identify and release hidden physical tension before it triggers a full fight or flight response. Then there is breath work. This visual represents the pacing for box breathing. By maintaining a steady respiratory rate, a 4-second inhale, a 4-second hold, a 4-second exhale, and another 4-second hold, you act as a manual override. You physically slow your heart rate and signal total safety to the brain. When you simultaneously reduce the choices your brain has to make and manually calm the physical alarms in your body, you finally prove to your own nervous system that you are safe. Standing exhausted in front of the fridge or feeling anxious without a logical cause are not signs of weakness. They are precise biological alarms. They are telling you that your finite resources have been breached by the demands of modern life and unresolved stress. By combining physical regulation with environmental routines, you can permanently switch off survival mode, stop the energy drain, and reclaim your life.